Hold on 1 second. How's it going, my Comic Chat Army? We're here today with Greg LeVitre, creator of Gun Demon. How's it going, Gregory?
Hey, it's going great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So, what all do you have going on? He was telling me before we clicked record.
Where do I start? So, I guess I should start with the comic books. So, we're building several IPs around. Basically, we have a shared universe of superheroes we call Brain Cage Continuity. And then we have another label we're launching called Brain Cage Unlimited, which does basically is for any types of titles outside of the continuity universe. Gun Demon's the flagship launch for Brain Cage Continuity. And then it'll be followed by World War Hell, Celerity the Huntress, and then the Scarab. These are the first four we're launching. Really super excited. Of course, I'm excited for my own book too, but World War Hell I'm currently editing that right now for Daniel Fogarty. And I think that might be the title of the year right there. That one's ridiculous. It's a lot of shock and all awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a bold statement, the title of the year.
To me, it definitely is. I don't find it bold at all. It's got everything I want, man. It's got Frankentanks. We've got like basically diesel punk kind of Frankentank, World War II style era vehicles. We've got demons. We've got superheroes. We've got all this stuff. It's nuts, man. It's so nuts at this point. So we've been working on that really hardcore for about the last year, I would say, pretty steadily, year and a half, Daniel and I. And so that's going to be launching soon. My Gun Demon campaign actually will come with 10-page issue 0 of World War Hell, which will give everybody like the best early glimpse possible of Blitzkrieg and Prang, which are two of the main characters from that book. So that's exciting too. I'm pretty excited about that as well.
All right. So do you have your own publishing company?
Yeah, so we're essentially forming a multimedia company. We're getting into live action and animation, animated movies too, and video games as well. But we've got two publishing companies. Well, I should say two labels under the same publishing company. There's Brain Cage Continuity and Brain Cage Unlimited.
Okay.
So,
and are you taking submissions?
Yeah, the thing is currently we've got as many people as we can handle right now. I'm the only editor. And we have a very rigorous quality control process. And some people don't like it, I'm sure. Probably a lot of people would not like to work in it. Others would not want to work in any other kind of environment because we bring out the absolute best we can out of our artists and our writers and all of that. Some of the character designs have taken months and months, of continual, high pay commissions to some top tier artists such as Carlos Villas and Chris Oak and just amazing artists, who until we get the character just right, till the design is just right. So it's too much for a lot of people. A lot of people want to follow their idea, their original concept and idea, and then just jump right on it and go. You're not going to get to top tier that way typically. Some people get lucky maybe, or their art is just that good or something, but it's gambling. We don't like to gamble. We want to create something that we feel is what us fellow nerds have been wanting to see out there in comic books and movies as well.
Okay. How are you setting up the animated movies? Do you already have someone in the animated movie side, or do you have
No, that's going to come here within the next couple of months. I'm actually looking at about 5 or 6 different modelers, and I've got a few right now already that I know would probably be down for that, especially because there'll actually be a salary and everything involved. So I'm talking to investors right now for that. So that's something that's it's kind of in the forefront, but at the same time, it's kind of on the back burner currently because we're wanting to get our books out there. We love our books. We know that we're not going to get rich off of our books. But we love our characters and our stories. These are things we've wanted to do our whole lives, and now the industry is finally, we feel, open to broke people,
right.
Talented broke people. It's a new industry now. So that's what we're doing with the comics. The animation studio will require a lot more work to get launched. and obviously a lot more money to get going. So that one's sort of on the back burner at the moment, but that is in the planning stages right now. The live action thing, we're going to be shooting some proof of concept really soon for, I'll go ahead and say it right now. It's just kind of, it's loose at the moment, but I'm talking about shooting for Doomsday Kingdom. I talked to Jim Milne, he's the artist, but I don't believe that's set in stone yet with the creator, Ronnie Hayes. So, but I'm sure he would be really happy to have me shoot a proof of concept trailer, because I know he wants to make that into a TV series and a movie. Gun Demon's going to come later. That's going to be much more difficult of a proof of concept, to take more budget, more work, because it's superheroes. It's, you know, it's got big monsters destroying cityscape. I mean, in my first Gun Demon miniseries, 4-issue miniseries, my villain Abaddon practically just pretty much destroys New Orleans, Louisiana, like beyond what Hurricane Katrina did to it. God, I hate that I threw Gunny into that mess. I'm such a bad creator, but man, it's going to be fun to read.
Where is this going to be released? Where can people check it out?
Yeah, right now my Gun Demon pre-launch page is up on Indiegogo. And also, I brought up another label that we have, Brain Cage Unlimited. The flagship launch for Unlimited is 21 Demons by Paul Roper. And that one is also up right now. You can sign up for the pre-launch for that. Now, what differs, I'll go ahead and explain really quick what differs between Brain Cage Continuity and Brain Cage Unlimited. In Continuity, we have developmental rules in place so that the characters all have a consistency in the universe together. They all feel like they don't feel, they literally live in that same universe. They interact. Any kind of big thing going down, you damn right better expect that certain characters are going to show up to help, you know. So it's a very cohesive universe. We spend a lot of time in crossovers, the team ups, the events that we have, major events that we have. I think we're going to blow some freaking minds once we hit those events, because some of these are massive. I will tease one of them. It's going to be a modern day World War Hell. See, the first World War Hell series that Daniel Fogarty releases is set in World War II era. It's around the end of World War II when World War Hell kicks in. And basically it becomes a totally different war. It becomes a survival, humanity trying to survive extinction, you know, from this alien race that's invading the planet and wiping everything out. So that's going on in the World War II-esque era. And then an event that we will be leading up to, probably I'm going to estimate within a year or two, is going to be a modern day World War Hell. So all the characters that you've got to know that we've introduced and you've grown with them, you know, over the different books, will be thrown into a new World War Hell that will be worse than the previous one that was already established as fucking horrendous. So, you know, it's I'm really excited about the fact that I've managed to get this many people together with a shared vision. Also, I'm sorry, I started rambling. The developmental rules behind Brain Cage Continuity are no time travel, no alternate realities, and no supernatural. Because to quite a lot of us comic fans, it was always kind of cheesy over the years when you would see somebody like a wizard, you know, or something next to a superhero. Right, like Doctor Strange next to Iron Man, for example. A little bit weird. They don't seem to go in the same universe. We've grown used to it because we love comics, but that's kind of weird. But that's golden age kind of thinking. Or like, here's another example where we're doing a little bit more modern of a take on some things. I have a character named Celestian, the champion of Earth. He's sort of our Superman, Captain America hybrid, kind of a little bit of Hawkman maybe in there, or Archangel. But he is actually Perseus, son of Zeus, was his original name, as he was known on this planet. And he was the first, you know, one of the first true powered super champions for the humans, you know, like defending the humans. He's been known by other names over the years as he traveled the world and tried to hide, but big things went down and brought him out of hiding, because he's just a hero. That's just all there is to it. Like, he was known as Thor when he lived amongst the Norse. He was known as Raiden when he lived upon, you know, in the East. And lightning themed characters. So now in this current day, he's known as Celestian, the champion of Earth. He's an armored being. You know, he's got the metal wings and all this stuff, very advanced, you know, like alien armor. weapon and he's got the sword and shield and all that going on, sort of Greek style, angelic style. We're going more modern. We have the advantage of launching now in 2021 instead of back in the days of the golden age. So our design can be, modern today and work in film as well. We won't have to do redesigns of our characters for film. They're already designed. They will work right now in film.
So everything that you were telling me, is this all going to be in the first issue or the first story arc?
Oh, no, this is going to be ongoing.
Is this the plan for the whole universe, what you got planned?
This is all very ongoing. What you're going to get from Gun Demon, this first campaign I'm launching, the books that you'll get out of that, is you're going to get an introduction into how Planet Hell interacts with Planet Earth in our universe. Hell and Heaven are actually planets in this continuity universe. So Gunny's going to basically, my character Gunny will introduce you to Hell a little bit, and it'll be a fun little superpowered romp, a little bit of horror mixed in, some comedy. And then the next book is World War Hell, and that's going to just fully immerse you into the power of Planet Hell and how it invades a planet, in this case, Earth. And that's going to be pure hell on Earth. It's insane. Oh man, it's so freaking insane. And then after that, we're going to introduce you to Celerity the Huntress. Celerity is our sort of speedster and illusionist hybrid character. She's our, I guess, Flash with a little bit of an illusionist kind of edge put on her. In mythology, she was the originator of the succubus mythology from Babylonia. She worked for the seraphim known as Hera, the wife of Zeus. Right. And she was an assassin and a herald for Hera, and escaped and decided she wanted to be an individual. She didn't want to be a villain, a monster, and she had to grow as a person. Now today she's several thousand years old actually, and she's a very high level character in terms of in like RPG terms. Definitely not a Mary Sue. Very powerful though. And she will introduce you to our cosmic side of things, and you'll find out there's a much bigger galaxy outside of Earth, and that there's actually a galactic imperium in charge. Yes, that's Star Wars influence coming out.
All right. So I guess to break this down into a little bit, what can we get from the Kickstarter right now? Kickstarter, right? Or
Indiegogo? Yeah. So I'm going to be the first one, and I'm just now I'm launching very soon, but I'm in the point of pricing now. It's my last stage before I launch. So I don't have any prices yet, but you're going to get a 22-page issue number 1 of Gun Demon, and you're going to get 10-page issue 0 of World War Hell. And also I'm going to have the Gun Demon themed Battlegate deck will also be in the campaign, and that is the launch of our collectible trading card game Battlegate. And each one of the Brain Cage titles will have a Battlegate deck, themed after their books, all the villains and heroes in their books, all that stuff. And we're going to actually be releasing. We're going to have a web store and a website up pretty soon, probably within the next month or two. I'm going to approximate, and we'll have a web store up there where people can pick up other Battlegate decks as well if they want to get right into Battlegate. We're launching a lot of things at one time, so it's a lot of work. None of us that I know of are rich people, so we're doing this on very little money and a lot of talent and a lot of hard work. So it's all coming together beautifully, though, I have to say. Every day we're moving forward, so that's beautiful.
Can we talk about the action figure?
I would love to talk about the action figure. In fact, I'd like to show you the prototype. Oops. Sorry, boss. Yeah, that's what you get for being a traitor to going with Disney there, some bitch. Anyways, here is the prototype 6-inch figure for Gunny from Gun Demon. Fully articulate, as you can see. Rex Barhall is the amazing crafter of this character. The head will be able to be removed, and there's going to be different heads. Gunny does not just shoot handguns, so he's going to have a bunch of different weapon accessories. As you can see, the trench coat can come off and everything, and it can be posed. Actually, it holds form, so if you want to set them up in dynamic poses. If you look at the chest, look how articulate this is. It's got the center where it can, so you can even pose it even better.
Looks like you took a page from McFarlane Toys.
Yeah, definitely. Rex definitely should be working at McFarlane, but luckily for us, he's working at Brain Cage. So he's actually currently working on the figure for Blitzkrieg from World War Hell, who is the protagonist of that book. So he's working on that figure right now too. So we'll be seeing that soon.
Are the toys only going to be released through the Kickstarter or through the website also?
Well, we're working on mass production method right now. So what we're going to do is off of my first campaign, we're going to have 4 limited edition figures, the custom handcrafted figures by Rex. And those will be a pretty penny. They're not going to be for everybody. They're for, intense action figure collectors. Anybody that's an action figure collector knows what I mean, because these figures, they're still going to be a good value, but they're going to be very limited edition and highly collectible.
Okay.
So once we can mass produce, I want to definitely get into the more 4-inch figures so we can get the play sets and stuff like this Johnny Phantasm figure, by the way. I backed this a while back. This is the glow in the dark Johnny Phantasm. But yeah, that's what we're going to work to, is get some 4-inch figures, because you can't have World War Hell action figures without having Franken tanks. It can't happen. So we're going to have vehicles and play sets and all that.
The website. You didn't tell us the name of the website.
We don't have the website yet. That's like I said, probably about another month or 2 I'm approximating. We should probably have the site up by then, web store and all that stuff running.
All right. If you're watching this interview, about a month or so later, look in the description. We'll add the website down there when it's released.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. We're doing a lot, really. It's kind of ridiculous what we're doing all at once, but we've put about 2 years into pre-production so far. So it's now we're getting at the point where we're seeing the results, and it's coming along beautifully.
Okay. I was going to ask, was you in comic book stores, but the book's not released yet. Do we have plans for being in a comic book store?
Yes, sir, we do. And we've already got several stores, a few dozen right now, signed up, with putting very little effort into it. So we're going to start really soon in promotion, and plus we're going to put retail, tiers up on the campaigns. So we will be following up on that soon. But see, this campaign is basically to get the first. I'm expecting to get enough that I can get the first few issues made, and then that's once I'm a few issues ahead. That's when I'm going to start releasing as a monthly and release the retail version. The backers of this campaign are going to be the only people who will get the 3 covers. Each individual will have access to those. I've got the main cover by Said No Con and Paul Billick coloring it. And then there's the Jose Garcia and Paul Billick cover. And then there's the last cover is penciled by Chris Oak, inked by my page penciler, John Howard, and he wanted to hire his favorite colorist, and I agreed. I don't know who that colorist is yet, so I can't tell you who it is, but he's got great taste, so I know it'll be awesome. So we'll have those. The retail version cover is going to have 3 vertical panels on it, which will actually show all 3 of the covers that the backers get. Nice. So it'll be kind of like that, and I've made sure that the covers compositionally work really well together, as well as color palette matches up. So they'll look like those 3 panels will look like they fit, even though the art styles are very different. We put a lot of work into that. I'm pretty proud of it. By the way, I just got a book in that I backed.
Nice. Well, I guess before we close it out and wrap things up, Gregory, social medias. Or where can people follow the news of what's going on?
Okay, on Facebook, we've got the Brain Cage Multimedia page. Okay. And I've got a Gun Demon page. Daniel Fogarty has a World War Hell page. So we've got those there. You can also look me up on Facebook. I'm Gregory L. LeVitre, spelled with my weird French spelling. And then you've got, my new account seems to be permanently suspended from Twitter, so I guess you can't find me there. So there is that. However, we do have 2 YouTube channels that we use. There's Brotep and the Negro Nerd Network, and that's one of our channels. Then there's Tank Ferret is the other channel. And we're working on getting some other channels up and running too for different brain cage creators. So,
all right. Well, thank you for taking the time to come talk with us, Gregory.
thank you for having me.
And when does the Kickstarter end, really quick, before we go?
The Indiegogo will be launching. I'm going to estimate within the next week or two. All I got to do is just nail down the price logistics. I'm at that stage. I saved that for last. I wanted to get all the development, everything out of the way, and then I decided to nail down the printing company last. So that's literally the stage I'm at now. That way I can price everything and know exactly how everything's going to go down, so I can then properly run the campaign.
All right. Thank you, Gregory.